Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Apparel Academy. In this episode, we're going to talk about one tried and true, but oftentimes overlooked method to market your custom apparel business. Now today I'm going to share with you guys one tried and true method that has been around for a long time since this industry has been started, and it has proven to work and add extra value to your prospects, but it's one that's often overlooked, maybe because it's too hard or it's too time consuming, but people don't realize the ROI or the return that's going to bring for them because of the value that's perceived by the prospect when you use this method. So you guys are probably wondering what that method actually is, and that method is sampling. So sampling is actually when you stitch out a prospect or potential customer's logo or design onto a piece of garment and show them in person. That way they can see what your company is capable of and what your quality of work looks like before placing the actual order. Now, sampling obviously offers several benefits to the potential customer. One of which is it shows that you are actually investing time and effort up front and showing that goodwill before the customer is actually doing business with you. So it's not that easy to put a logo of the customer onto a piece of garment because you have to invest in the blank apparel up front. You have to invest in time in prepping the design or digitizing the actual logo and spending time on actually embroidering or printing the sample before you bring it to the customer. But that really shows that you really care and you really are willing to put your best foot forward to earn their business. Now, the second benefit of having a sample ready for a business meeting is that it actually gives a wow factor at the time of the meeting. The customer actually has something tangible in hand, and it actually shows what you're capable of without you just kind of pitching them on what your past record is or what you're capable of without showing them what you can actually do. With them having an actual sample in hand, especially with their logo on it, they are wowed by the fact that A, you've invested the time in doing that, and B, they can actually touch and feel on and look at how the sample actually is and make their decision from there. And it's very convincing when you do that in person with a sample in hand, and they're more likely to place the order with you once they see that your quality of work is on par. Now, the obvious setback to this method is that it's not really scalable, right? Because you can't really scale sampling and automate it at a larger scale. You have to have that human touch and put in the effort to be able to bring a quality sample to each and every prospect. However, making that effort gives you a huge return on your investment of time, because having a quality sample in hand showing up to a business meeting with a potential client is much more effective than cold calling or emailing the customer and pitching them your services, because they can actually see what value you can bring to the table, and most are impressed by the fact that you actually are bringing an actual sample to the business meeting. Because let's face it, because this is not so scalable, not a lot of people do it. But if you are willing to put in that effort and you are willing to put in the time to actually embroider or print a solid quality sample and bring it to a business meeting, you are one leg up from the competition, because not everyone does this, and this is something that's truly overlooked because people think that this is not scalable and a waste of their time. Now, because this sampling method does take time investment upfront, it is going to be more helpful for new apparel decorators just getting into the market, because they have more time on their hands since they don't have a slew of business to deal with yet. So they're trying to acquire their first customer, and this sampling method is tried and true to really add value upfront to local businesses. So what I've seen people actually do is actually just go on Google and find local businesses that are around them. And usually local businesses will need some kind of custom apparel. So they go ahead and look at their logo or download their logo from the website and goes ahead and preps it, either print it on a piece of apparel or digitize it and then embroider it on a piece of apparel, and then show up to the actual business or cold call them to set up a meeting and then bring the actual embroidered or printed sample in person. That really kind of goes a long way with the business owner, because they actually see that, oh wow, this is not something that they see every day, that someone comes prepared with a quality sample with their actual logo on it that they can actually use right now. But it also shows your quality of work and that you are willing to put the investment up front and the goodwill to do business with them. Even with the unscalable nature of the sampling method, you have to realize that with new businesses and trying to acquire new customers, there's only one of two ways. Either you spend the time, which in this case, you're spending time up front with sampling, or you spend money, right, in the form of advertising to local businesses. Now, with the latter form, you have to have a budget and you have to know what you're doing to advertise in an effective way. But especially when you're starting out and you have more time than you have budget and money, sampling is probably a tried and true method and oftentimes overlooked, right? And that's something that you have an advantage of and can take advantage of with the competition not doing it as much. So when you show up with a quality sample to a local business trying to earn that business, you are putting your best foot forward and it gives that wow factor to earn their business. Even with sampling being so unscalable, do realize that it still works wonders when you're trying to land a large client. When your business has been established and you have a solid customer base and you're trying to go to that next level and land a huge client, sampling always goes a long way because these large clients feel that you really have their best interests at heart and you're putting your best foot forward to earn their business. So there you have it, guys. Sampling is the one proven and often overlooked method that you can implement in your custom apparel business today to have an advantage over your competition. Now, if you have further questions about this topic or you have other questions about the apparel decoration industry, do comment them below and we'll get them answered. Finally, I want to remind you guys to give a quick thumbs up to this video and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with the latest videos if you haven't done so already. Also, make sure to join our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery, where you can join thousands of other apparel decorators and join the conversation. Hope you guys found this helpful and see you guys in the next video.